and then they do it again over and over the whole way. It's called pitches, or like rope lengths. So you climb like one rope length, and then you do the next one, and then you do the next one.
Is the technology for these pieces of equipment so good that nothing ever fails?
I mean, for the most part, I mean, like everything breaks, you know, like everything in life will break in the right circumstances. But climbing gear is really well made, well manufactured, and like pretty well tested. So I mean, yeah, there are circumstances where you can like trust your life to like a piece of gear, like one little widget that you put into a crack, and you're like, well, you know. But generally, you back things up, you have it all tripled or whatever, like.
And these things that you put into cracks, they separate or something? Like
No, they're called cams. They're camming devices. So they're two lobes, sort of like an umbrella or something. So you pull a trigger and they contract, and then you put it into the crack, and then they expand outward. So then when you pull on them, they expand outward even further, and so they wedge themselves into the crack.
Ah.
You know, it's just a simple camming thing.
So it's just the pressure of them pushing, just much like that guy was climbing that building.
Yeah, exactly. It's counter pressure. Yeah.
And how is it designed? Like, what is it made out of?
Like aluminum, I think, because it's light.
Wow.
But I mean, they're rated to. I mean, they go through a whole rigorous testing process, and they're pretty solid stuff.
The falling thing's what really freaks me out when they fall and hang on that thing.
Yeah, but you do that so often when, as a climber, you know that happens all the time, and so it's just not, you know, it's totally normal.
So climbers are just used to falling and getting saved.
Well, I'm sure, like, as a fighter, you're used to getting knocked over. You know what I mean? A climber's used to falling, because you're always, to get better, you have to push yourself to failure, and so you're constantly falling, you know. Wow. Obviously not for solos, but, you know, the majority of the time you have a rope on and you're climbing to failure.
Now, do you, when I asked you about your diet, do you try to stay light? Does that make it easier? One of the things when we did Fear Factor, one of the stunts that we had was people, they were